Home prices definitely seem to be in limbo today, and people really aren't sure what they can get for their money or where the prices are going. But I think that if we look at some really recent sales together, I think it will help you to wrap your head around it a little bit better. So in today's video, I'm going to go over 4 recent sales that closed around $500,000. We're going to walk through the details of each home, look at some of the photos together, and I think that will help you understand some of the pricing that's happening in this market and why. Hi, I'm Jill Thomas, and this is Carly, and I'm a real estate agent, and she's just my helper here in Sarasota, Florida, and I bring videos each week about real estate in our area, and then, of course, I like to talk about Florida living as well, so you kind of get the big picture on all of this. Now, there really were a lot of good homes for me to choose from, so it took me a little while to pick and choose which ones I was going to show you, but I think I have a pretty good sampling that will help you out. And it just so happens that I've got some homes from different decades. So I've got from the 70s, the 80s, the 90s, and today. So I really do hope that this is a help to you. And then also, I want to let you know that I did not work with the buyers nor the sellers in any of these transactions. So this is definitely not anything I was involved in. Okay, so here is our first property, 2482 Wisteria Street in Sarasota. All right, so just so you guys know, full disclosure, I've got my outline next to me here, a little cheat sheet so I stay on track, because otherwise, I know me, I'll get all over the place and I'll give you gobs of information, but really more than what you need in this video. So first, this home was built in 1969. I know my introduction, I said the 70s, 80s, 90s, and today. This is our 70s, 1969. There was another home from the 70s I thought was pretty good, but I just didn't want to make this video too long. So here we go. I had to pick and choose a bit. Now, this home was first listed for $599, so for $520. It was on the market for 68 days, and then it sold for $500,000 on December 8th. Now you're going to see this ADOM, CDOM. That means actual days on the market, cumulative days on the market. What this tells me, when you see a significant difference between the two, it could be that maybe the house went on and off the market a few times, so every time it went pending, the ADOM was paused and then it picks back up. Or maybe the seller took the house off the market for a little while. Maybe they had to do some repairs or something like that. So that's when you'll see differences in those numbers. I did not actually do a deep dive for this video to tell you guys why, because it kind of goes beyond our scope of what we need to discuss today. All right, but that's what those numbers mean. All right, so we got our price. Okay, location, Southgate. I'm going to actually pull up the map at the end, because every time I pull up the map, I lose my little bubble here, or I lose it when I try to get back to the screen. So I'll show you on the map in just a moment what the differences is, or what makes the location so nice about Southgate. Very, very popular area for sure. This house is a 2-bedroom, 2-bath home, so not a little bit smaller there in that regards, but 1,380 square feet. Now, I'm going to tell you, this was more of a for sale by owner. The seller put this house in the MLS by paying another company a dollar amount or something to put it in here. So all the information in here is directly from the seller. So usually heated area is what we call what's under air. Total area would be anything covered, the carport, a lanai, something like that. So I'll show you that again later in another listing, and so you can see that difference. There is a circular driveway. The pictures on here are pretty poor, but I'll get to that in a second. And then let's see the lot size, 9,500 square feet, which isn't bad. 0.22 acres for those of you who like to talk in acres instead of square feet. Now, this is something else interesting. The seller put down that the average monthly fees are $225 a month. Well, for Southgate, that's not accurate. Really, if anything, it's about $200 a year, and it's optional because there is a community pool there. So if you want to use the pool, you can pay that money. So $225 a month is not right. And so I kind of wanted to point this out to you as well, because sometimes everything in a listing isn't 100% accurate. So we want to trust but verify. So don't get all excited about something, because sometimes people will call me up and go, oh my goodness, Jill, look at this, and I have to burst their bubble, or maybe sometimes it's good news. So just keep that in mind when you see things on a listing, that sometimes they're not always correct. Now let's start looking at some of the photos here. There's not too many, but this is very typical for a Southgate home. You see this nice circular driveway. There's a carport over here, no garage. So just a couple exterior pictures, but look at, they did a really lovely job dating the house. Now here's something I suspect they took out a wall right here. And here's something that, I don't know, I'm not always a fan of. See, the stove was here on the island. What if you had like people sitting here. You're making spaghetti or something. You got spaghetti sauce kicking all around, or little kids are sitting here doing their homework. You don't want them to burn their fingers. So sometimes I don't really care for that a whole lot. So that's kind of the downside when you take down a wall, is you have things like that. Okay, here's it from another side, another angle. You can tell he staged the house. I don't think anybody was living here at the time. Sometimes you can just tell. Now, something I do is whenever I show properties is I pull permits to see what has been permitted. And so in here, they put in a new electric panel in 2021. The AC's from 2020. It's like, this is lovely. I mean, they picked really beautiful neutral things. So, okay, electric panel 2021, AC 2020, roof 2013. They did pull a permit for interior alterations in 2021. I think part of it was taking down that wall. Now, here's something that I have recently experienced with, very tropical, very Florida looking. I mean, he's a little TLC, the land, but this is a very normal looking house in Southgate for us. Let me just mention something to you guys real quick about permits. I'm not a contractor. I don't know, and I don't know code. I don't know every little thing that requires a permit. There's some things, obviously, roof, air conditioning, windows, but some of the little nitty gritty things I don't know. I've got a woman who would like to sell a home down in Nokomis, and she's experiencing issues now at the house because of the previous owner, and she wants to get these things fixed. And she's actually called her insurance company to see if the insurance will cover some of these major problems that she's having. And the insurance company is saying no, because she should have known that permits weren't pulled by the previous owner for some work that had been done. And so she was very upset with her previous real estate agent, with the inspector, with the seller, with the listing agent, and understandably so that she's upset. I'm not faulting her for that. But the thing is, I personally don't know. And I told her this. I said, but I don't know what requires permits to be pulled. I only have a working understanding of all of that. And so that's why it's really important, though, that when you go to look at a house, or when you're really serious about a house, let's see what permits were pulled through the county, because then it will help you to understand kind of what you're getting into. All right, so if you see major renovations and no permits have been pulled, that says one thing. So at least the seller, they pulled a permit for tearing down that wall. I didn't even know that a permit was required for that. And some of you guys out there might be rolling your eyes at me for not knowing that, but that's just the truth. So I want to make you aware of that understanding what permits were pulled on a property are super important. It could really impact things in the future. Now, let's say you find out the seller didn't pull a permit for something that you knew should have been permitted. You could ask the seller to kind of go back and get a new permit for it. They have to pay a fee or whatever for that, but most likely they won't. I mean, I haven't heard that happening. But anyhow, I just want to make you aware that pulling permits or looking at them, and you as a buyer being aware of them, is really important. Okay, so I just definitely wanted to mention that. Okay, so with this house, good things, location, which I'm going to pull up the map next. It looks like it's really a beautiful place, although sometimes pictures are deceiving, and when you see it in real life, they kind of do a crummy job. We'll see. And then they did pull permits for those big ticket things. So that's really good. Downside, it's a 2-bedroom house. It's not in the flood zone, but let's go ahead and now pull the map up for you so you can see that. Here we go. So here's Wisteria. This is Southgate area. So Southgate right there is near Arlington Park. So here's downtown, Lido Key, St. Armand's. This is how you're going to get up to Siesta Key. And then over here, you're really close to 75. This is super desirable area. We're near the airport, not the airport, the hospital, although the airport is right up here. So Southgate area, very desirable, but that's a 2-bedroom, 2-bath that sold for $500,000. All right, here's our second house, 1755 Country Meadows Drive in Sarasota. Now this home was listed for $499,990, so basically $500,000, and it sold for $505,000 on December 12th of 2022. It was only on the market for 5 days, so that sold pretty quick. Now this is our 80s home, 1986, and you're going to see it's like a lot of browns, and that's really typical for our 80s homes around here. This neighborhood is in Country Meadows, and it's in Sarasota, but at the north end, and I'll do the map at the end again, so otherwise the whole little system, this recording system, gets messed up when I open up the other window. It's a 3-bedroom, 2-bath home, and right here you're going to see heated area and total area. just look at this section right here, 1,491 square feet under air, so almost 1,500 square feet, and then total area 2,624. So again, this like 1,100 square foot difference is going to be the garage, the covered lanai, the front porch area, which you're going to see in just a second. So anything else that's not under air is included in the 2,624. So those are our differences right there. There is a pool in this house and a 2-car garage. So yeah, keep in mind that last house we looked at for 500, a 2.2, no pool, carport. So you can see those differences are huge in what you can get for your money. Something else super awesome about this house, look, it's almost 16,000 square foot, this lot, which is 0.36 acres. So really healthy size yard. This home is not in a flood zone. There are HOA dues, only $400 a year, so very reasonable. They're just going to maintain common areas and things like that for $400 a year. You're not going to get really any bells and whistles at all with that. And then the roof and the AC are both from 2011, but let's take a look at some pictures now. So see this covered porch area? That's all part of that larger square footage for the house. Now, it looks like to me it's popcorn ceiling. There's a couple skylights. There's a lot of carpet, although it looks newer and clean, but the carpet's there. These cabinets are all original. Yeah, you can definitely see the popcorn here. The shadows, stainless steel appliances. Yeah, these original cabinets. To me, it appears like they did replace the countertops. Now, up here in the ceiling, that originally would have been fluorescent lighting, and so it's not uncommon for an owner to take all that out and do something different. Now here they just have the ceiling fan. Sometimes there's can lighting up there. Actually, I have that in my house. The previous owner took it out and they did can lighting up there. Basic ceiling fans. In fact, they don't have any lights in the ceiling. See, everybody's different with that. I like ceiling fans and I like lights up in the ceiling. Again, it looks like original vanity, maybe with an updated countertop and like faucet and everything to make it look a little zazzier. And then here there's tile in the bedrooms. Again, no ceiling fan. I mean, there's a ceiling fan, but no light. That's interesting. Again, there's tile in that room. And then you can see the vanity here, original vanity, I think updated countertop. And you can see the fluorescent light up there. So sometimes that gets ripped out too, and they'll put in something different. This is pretty. Look at that's nice pavers out here. The swimming pool. So you can see here with this cage, it doesn't go up higher. It's a flat one. So when you're out there, it feels a little bit more tight. And you can see with all those trees there, there's a lot of debris up on the top. And then down here, I don't know, I could be wrong. It looks like it might need to be resurfaced, but it's hard to say. I don't want to say that it does or doesn't need that. A little hot tub there. You can see the original sliders. But this is a nice outdoor space. Look at all the covered space they have and uncovered space. I think that's lovely. And if I didn't mention already, so here it is on this little lake, but it's not in a flood zone, so that's nice. Look at all this beautiful side yard space. That's great, like if you wanted a fire pit or something like that. It's really beautiful outdoor space. And this is near 17th Street Park. Okay, so we're back to the beginning. And as I mentioned, the roof is from 2011, the AC is from 2011. So you already got low HOA dues. There's some life left on the roof and the AC, which is great. Huge lot, you know, maybe needed some updates. That's super personal preference. And now let's take a look at the map so you can see what we're looking at. All right, so let me zoom out. So down here, remember Southgate area, Arlington Park? That was our last house. So now we're up here at kind of near the Meadows off of 17th Street. So, but boy, now we've got UTC up here, University Town Center, the beautiful mall and shops and everything. Whereas before this was a big nothing burger for a long, long time. So this is great. You've got Fruitville Road right here. You can get on 75 there. And to get to downtown, you just come right down Honore, pick up Fruitville, head west, boom, you're there. So the location still is really nice. It's not a bad area at all. So this is Country Meadows. Let's see, there's a little body of water it was up against. Country Meadows at the north end of Sarasota. Okay, here's our next listing, 984 Harbor Town Drive. Now we're down in Venice. We went a little bit farther south, and this is our 90s house, 1990. This house was originally listed at $499,555. Boy, they got some crazy numbers here in these listings. I just like flat easy numbers. And then it sold for $499,555 on December 29th. So just a short time ago. So it was sold for the list price. It's a 3-bedroom, 3-bath, under air, 1,869 square feet, or almost 1,900, and total square footage, 2,426. This does have a 2-car garage. Now this lot's a little bit smaller. That last one was like over 15,000 square feet. Now this one is just under 7,000 square feet, 0.16 acre. You see why sometimes it's easier to say square footage, because to say, oh, it's, 0.16 acre, I don't know, it just sounds kind of lame or falls flat. The HOA dues at this place are $239 a month, almost $240, but they do your yard for you. They mow the yard. So that's really nice. This house does have its own pool, which we'll see in just a second. Yeah, let's go ahead and get these pictures up. Okay, so here's the thing. These are not high quality pictures here. I'm going to zoom in. Let's see if I can do this so you can see it a little bit better. And I am making a point by doing this too. The garage door is from 2015. The AC is from 2017. The roof, brand new, 2022. And it was replumbed in 2006. But it's got that beautiful tile roof, which is very expensive to have. But look at these nice high ceilings now. So the 80s house had high ceilings just in the living room. The 1969 house had flat ceilings, and now these have even higher ceilings. Look how bright it is in these photos, even though these are not high quality pictures. You can see tile in here. And everybody's definition of an open floor plan is different. For some people, they don't want to rip this wall out. Other people are like, oh, it's not a galley kitchen, really, so they're happy with it. So to each his own. I suspect from looking at these pictures, even though it's hard to see, the cabinets are probably original. In fact, I'm very confident that they are original. But look how beautiful this is, like this little bay window looking out to the pool area, the lanai. It's really a lovely, lovely setting, I think. Look at nice high ceilings in the bedrooms as well. But yeah, you can see there's like maybe a bluish green colored countertop here. Yeah, that's early 90s for you, late 80s. Oh yeah, there's another shot. Okay, so why am I content? Look at this. See again, that's like definitely 90s. So a lot of updates to the house, the important things, but the less important things have not been touched. But maybe it's all been well maintained. Now you can see, look at how tall like this cage is. It goes along the roof line. The one next door as well. It just makes it feel a lot bigger when you're outside. Okay, that's beautiful. But you have a smaller yard, so it's mostly house and very little grass for you. But look at those beautiful palm trees. People love that. Oh, and here's like the community center. Tennis courts, a community pool. Okay, so there's that. Let me zoom back out. Let's see. There we go. 100%. And then let me also show you now the map of where we are in Venice. All right, people don't give Venice, I don't think, enough credit. This is really a great location. I'm going to zoom out and then zoom back in. So you come off of 75. There's 2 different exits you could take to get to this house. You can take Jacaranda, or depending if you're coming from the other way, no, Laurel Road's this way, then you have to go even farther south, I think down to River Road. Yeah, right here. Yeah, River Road. There we go. But what's nice is look at this. You are very close to Venice Avenue. So you pull out, you get to Jacaranda, come up Venice Avenue, and you just head west. Look at, boom, you hit the island. That's fantastic. There's beaches right there. They've got this great little downtown area. And then, of course, Venice Avenue, all these roads right here have a lot going on. You're close to 41, you're close to 75. This is a sweet little spot, guys. So don't underestimate Venice. It really does have a lot to offer. So this home, great location, I think. Look at, you've got this larger home, high ceilings, swimming pool, maintenance free. You don't have to do your own yard. That could be a pro or con depending on who you are. But yeah, so this is a really lovely home. So I know the pictures were stinko. And let me see if I can jump back real quick. Yeah, see the days on the market, 18 days, and it sold right for list price. I just wonder if they could have gotten more money if the pictures were just a little bit better. You never know. But I just think this was a lovely home to show you. Okay, this last home, number 4, last but not least, 236 Daylily Boulevard in Nokomis. Now this one's going to be super easy for us to talk about because it was built in 2020. So of course everything is new. It was listed at $5,099. It sold for $500 on November 29th. There was a couple homes in this neighborhood I could have picked it. There may have been one that was even sold a little bit more recently, but it was still like at $500,000. It's a 3-bedroom, 2-bath with a community pool. The size is almost 1,700 square feet under air, and it was on the market for 21 days right here. So this is really, I'll talk about location in just a second, because again, I want to hop up to that map, but I'm going to do that at the end. Let's see, the size of the lot, 7,000 square feet. Again, that 0.16 acre. HOA dues are $182 a month, let's say. It does not include yard work, but see, there's a community pool. I think the community is gated. It's all new. It's really pretty. And guess what, guys? No CDD fees. So new construction with, halfway decent carrying costs. So I like that a lot about this community. And the builder is Meritage. So this community is called Venice Woodlands. There's actually 2 builders in there. There's Meritage and Toll Brothers. Toll Brothers is definitely like more luxury. So if you see some homes in here that in Venice Woodlands that are like have a much, much higher sale price and you're like, oh, that's really surprising. It's because there's 2 different builders. But this is so beautiful. So here's something else you can get for $500,000, brand new house. But let's take a look at the pictures. Look at all the tile roofs, pavers. That's super valuable. Definitely has that kind of a Spanish Mediterranean feel to it a bit. But this is nice. So a couple things I want to point out to you in this is some of the things that are standard with new construction, some that I can tell are an upgrade. So that front door, definitely an upgrade. Flooring, upgrade. Carpet in the bedrooms, so not an upgrade unless you have upgraded carpet. Something I noticed in these photos, you can see that there are no handles on these doors in the bathrooms. And so that's the way it is with a lot of builders, is you either have to pay extra for it, doesn't come with it, or they don't even offer it at all. So they kind of kept it on the low end there. They save money in other ways, but put money in other ways that make it really nice. Again, carpet in the bedrooms. Laundry room inside. All right, so here's our kitchen. Nice white cabinets. You can tell these beautiful pendant lights. Again, there's no handles, but they do have some glass fronts. So that was definitely an upgrade. The stove, the double stove, that's an upgrade for sure. You can tell with the appliances that they definitely upgraded that. Lots of recessed lights, which is huge. Let's see, what else did they do? There's a lot of photos of this home. That's pretty standard. Although builders usually don't include lights, so they had bought that at some point themselves or bought it through the builder. Carpet in the bedroom again. All right, here in this bathroom, again, you can tell they didn't put any pulls in at all. This isn't frameless. The shower door, but it looks quite lovely. Oh, one thing I'm going to mention this. Okay, if I was having a new house built, one thing I would do is have tall interior doors. There's something about it when you've got the higher ceilings to put the money into that. Like, to me, that's a thing. And then here's our lanai. It's not screened in or anything, but again, we've got the pavers out back, which is really pretty. And you can see right here, see those little dots? That is for hurricane shutters. So you'll see those all along the windows and the sliders. So here's our house here. Here it is here. So you have this pretty view right there. That's lovely. You're kind of looking at the neighbor's pool, but for the most part, that's really quite pretty. All right, where's my arrow? I'm going to zip through these a little faster. You can look it up online too, I'm sure, to find photos. There's a community center, so we can see tennis courts, maybe pickleball courts, community pool. I'm sure there's a fitness center there. Oh, that's like bocce ball, I want to say. And then the common area. There we go. Fitness center, the community pool. Look at this, lovely. And there we are, Venice Woodlands. Yeah, so there's just an electric gate they're going to have. And there we are, although it looks like it already needs to be pressure washed, the driveway. So there is our final one, Venice Woodlands. Oh, wait, I want to show you. I'll show you the map real quick. That's so important. All right, I like these kind of videos because I feel like I'm just chatting with you instead of talking to the camera. Okay, so Venice Woodlands. So the other place we were looking at was like over here, right? Down this way. And then let's see, Southgate, Sarasota's all the way up there. Boop. Okay, but this actually location is pretty nice because this is why. You can get off the interstate right here at Laurel Road. You come over and you come down. And it is, I'll tell you, this is the little known sweet spot right here. I tell people that all the time when I get them in the car with me and we're looking at homes and they're trying to figure things out, because you are not far from Sarasota. Okay, you're close to the interstate, but you are really close here to Venice Beach. You can come up to Nokomis Beach, the North Jetty. You can take 41 up. You can take 75 up. Honoré is right there. So when you see, let's see. Okay, here's Jacaranda. I don't want Jacaranda. It's on this side. So if you come up this way, pick up Laurel Road, you pick up Pine Brook. If you go south, it's Pine Brook. If you go north, it's Honoré. Honoré runs parallel all the way to 75. So when 75 is backed up, you take Honoré up. And so this is a nice little quiet sweet spot, but you're still not far away from stuff. So I really like this Venice Woodlands area. And there's some other new communities around there too. And now that they're doing resales as well because they're already built out. This is kind of a nice little area, guys. So don't underestimate it. And we call it Nokomis. You can call it Nokomis or you can actually call it North Venice. You can go either way with it. But I just think this is a great little area. So that's why I definitely wanted to point that out to you. For $500,000, you can get that brand new house. Like, it's really pretty. So there we go. There's our 4 homes. Okay, so here we are on point 5. We went through our 4 homes, but here are some general takeaways. And I think some of them are more obvious than others, but I'd still like to mention them. First of all, if you're closer to Sarasota, the more money you're going to pay. And then even within Sarasota, there are different submarkets that are going to fetch a higher price tag than other areas. But definitely, if you're in Sarasota, we didn't obviously go up into Bradenton at all. I kept it all in Sarasota County. The more money you're going to pay. Second of all, this is an obvious one. The larger lots are going to fetch more money. So even if a home, maybe is a little bit more tired looking, isn't as nice, if you have a bigger lot, it's worth more money. The third one, as I've discussed, looking at those permits are vital. So it's really important that as you are seriously searching and looking at homes, if you're getting excited about something, look to see what permits have been pulled on that house. In our examples today, most of the homes sold right at list price, just above or just below. So if a house is priced well, it will sell really close to that list price. Even though the market's shifting, not all homes are coming, 10% off that list price. So buyers, just be careful. You may get a deal or what you feel like is a deal, and another times, nope, you still gotta pay because the demand's there and our inventory is low yet. The 5th takeaway, we're going to trust but verify what the listing says, because today we have seen in places where sometimes the listing isn't always accurate or complete, might be a very good word as well. Sometimes the information is wrong or sometimes it's just lacking. So we want to trust but verify what is in that listing. And then number 6, get professional photography. If you're going to have a house listed, whether you hire somebody or you want to do it on your own, get a pro to take those pictures. Makes a world of difference, as we've seen. I hope this gives you a better understanding of what our homes sell for in our area and why. And even as prices fluctuate, whether they go up, down, or stay the same, I hope you're able to carry away some key thoughts to help you understand and give you some perspective what makes one home more or less valuable than another. And when I have people come to town, this is the approach I take with them. It's not unusual when people come here to look at properties that they're not ready to pull the trigger that day. But I definitely take it as an opportunity for education. So as the buyer, you can understand all of these things that we just discussed. Of course, it's more fun to do it in person, and I think it definitely is more valuable in person, but sometimes this is the way it is, and I do it with people virtually as well. Like I'll take lots of video and send it to them, and then we talk about it. So there's different ways we can approach this, and like I said before, looking at those permits are really, really important too for us as we consider things with these homes. Now, if you are thinking about buying or selling in my area, Sarasota, Bradenton area, then please give me a call, text, or email me. I'm here to help you out, answer your questions. Carly's happy to help out too as she can. I'll tell you, she wishes she could come on all the showings. She just loves people, but that wouldn't be very professional. All right, guys, I appreciate you watching all the way to the end. I hope you have a wonderful day. Take care.